What's up, guys? This is In the Corner with Destiny McCubbin, and today I have a very special guest, an absolute gangster and veteran of the fight game, Dangerous Davey Grant.
Thank you, Destiny. Thank you very much.
No, thank you for being here today. I'm so excited to have you. I know that you got a lot going on, a lot of moving parts right now, so thanks for taking the time.
No worries.
You're in fight camp. You just made Las Vegas your home base just very recently. Talk to me about that. How's that going? And what even motivated that choice for you to make the move?
I mean, so like Las Vegas is where I'm training. I'm at Syndicate at the minute, and it's the best gym. You know, it's the best gym in the world, especially for my weight at the moment.
Absolutely.
And every time I was coming here to do my camps, I could feel the improvements. So we thought it was just good timing to move out with the family and just focus solely on my career. So we shipped up the kids, brought them over. My wife's still at home. So looking after, like, so I'm sort of like single dad in it with 3 kids in fight camp, moving countries. It's hard. It's hard.
I see you all over the place. Yeah. You're training, you're a PI, you got the kids with you everywhere. Yeah. So I see it. I salute to you.
Yeah, thank you.
It'll be so worth it though once you guys are settled and comfortable, right?
Yeah, 100%. I know we're doing it like what's best for now, and it's a good experience for the kids, you know.
Yeah.
Like, they get to sort of live the American life and see how it is.
Absolutely. What how'd the family feel like when this topic came about and you were considering making the move? Like, how'd the wife feel, the kids?
Yeah, so I mean, the way England is at the moment, it's getting worse. It's really crazy. We're not really sure what's happening back in the UK, but it's just not the same place it used to be.
Really?
Yeah, so we did definitely want to move out and try somewhere else, but we were planned to move to Dubai. I was living in Dubai just for a little bit, just when I had the fight, and then afterwards I was only there for 2 weeks, and I thought, if we're going to move somewhere, we're going to have to move somewhere like where I feel is best for my career.
Absolutely.
In Dubai, there was loads of things happening, but it all seemed to be more related to after fighting and coaching and business, and it was all just like different sort of business ventures and stuff like that.
Okay.
And the opportunities were there. But I felt like it was going to take away from my fighting. So I rang John and I told him, and John said, look, he said, I think you're at the point in career really where you can still give this a really good go. You know, you've got to go and give everything you can. He said, like, because there was an offer for a gym over in Dubai that I was going to take, to be running a gym, and it was a fantastic place. But he said, look, that's all going to take away from your fighting, you know. So I thought to give it the best possible chance that I can to get as far as I can, then Vegas was the move.
Okay, absolutely. Yeah. And then Dubai will be there when when it's said and done. If you want to go back.
Yeah.
How long have you been coming to Vegas for your fight camps? I know you've been coming, for a while.
Yeah.
How long now for Syndicate?
Yeah, I mean, God, I think it's been it must be 3 or 4 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's been since 2021 or 22. That I first came over and did a bit of work and got John in my corner, and we just clicked. You know, he's a cool guy. He understands the way that I fight, and I feel like he just brings out the best in me. And then put that together with all the awesome training partners we've got.
Absolutely.
And then obviously the PI being so close, it just fits.
It's so important. I personally feel like if you're in the UFC, why aren't you here? You know, like with the PI, it's like totally. I feel it's a no brainer. But yeah, going back to John, he's a phenomenal coach, and like you said, he gets you. I think what makes him so great though is he tries to understand each of his fighters in their ways and who they are. He don't try to change you. He tries to just add to what you bring into the table.
Yeah, definitely.
That's why his fighters go out and have phenomenal performances.
Yeah.
Makes him a phenomenal coach.
Yeah.
You know, everything all around. When I said veteran, I meant absolute veteran. You've been in the UFC, fighting under the UFC banner since 2013 now.
2013, yeah.
So what? That's 12 years.
Yeah.
Wow. And then how long you been doing? Been in the fight game, competing, doing MMA or boxing? What did you start in?
Yeah, so I mean, I started. Funny story. I started off. I think the first martial art I did was karate.
Okay.
Because I was watching the Karate Kid or something. You know, like everyone was. And then I didn't do it for too long. I got to the next belt up from white belt, which was a yellow belt, I think.
Okay.
So they started sparring then, and then I think I was only 8 years old.
Oh, okay.
But I must have thought, I don't know whether this, so one of the coaches, one of the instructor's wives, she was a black belt, and she used to beat the shit out of me. Bad, bust nose all over and everything.
No.
So I ended up quitting karate thinking, I'm way too soft for this. I'm nowhere near tough enough. And looking back, it was either I was just thinking it was a fight, and I was trying to punch people. She was teaching me a lesson, but I was only 8 years old, or it was just absolute child abuse.
Right,
and they used to
literally,
just
what's
beat up the
happening?
8-year-olds. So I give up martial arts. I thought, right, I'm no good at this.
Yeah.
I concentrated on soccer because all I've ever done through all my life is sports. I absolutely love any type of sport.
Okay.
So then I concentrated on soccer from when I was like really, really young till maybe it's about 15, 16, and I just wasn't good enough to make it as a professional.
Okay.
You know, it's like there's a lot of people doing it in the UK, and I just didn't have it. So by that age, if you haven't been picked up by any clubs, you're not making it.
Okay.
So then I started fighting. I started fighting around about 15.
Actually fighting or just training?
Yeah, no, I started fighting. I started just training. I just went to a kickboxing gym because my dad was doing it, and he was doing it with a few of his friends, and they wanted to just keep fit, really.
Yeah.
So I went along, and I just happened to be really good at it. And then there was people like rolling around on the floor, and I was like, oh, what they're doing.
Yeah.
So then I started to do a little bit of like sort of jiu-jitsu type stuff, and I just seemed to sort of take a bit of a shine to it. So I did a grappling competition at first.
Okay.
I think that'll have been in like 2001.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, 24 years ago.
Yeah. And then I
so
had
crazy.
my first fight a few months later in 2002.
Okay.
It was like...
So still a teenager.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And we were speaking about this before. They let you guys fight young like that back there.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
This is like, I mean, it was pretty protected. I think we had like the big puffy gloves on. I had knee pads on. I had shin pads. And I think my first fight, because I was only 15, we weren't allowed to punch in the head. It was just like body shots.
Okay.
But to me, it was still a real fight.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
So it's the same feeling in your mind, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. And I remember before I went out, I was like shitting myself, thinking, oh God, I hope someone presses the fire alarm that I don't have to go out.
I know that feeling.
God, I was so scared.
Yeah.
And then I ended up getting beat off the guy who first beat me in my first grappling comp, actually. He was the only guy to beat me. In any grappling comp, and then he beat me in my first fight as well.
Oh,
so and like when I went out, I was only 15, and I thought he was around about the same age, but he had like a tattoo, and he looked like a man. I was like, what the fuck? How old is this guy?
Got hair on his chest.
But so to be honest, I think that it sort of put me off a little bit because I got beat, so I didn't train much for the next few years.
Okay.
I just sort of just didn't, because I was like, I want to be the best in the world. And I think, well, if someone can beat me, then I'm not going to be the best in the world, which is the total wrong attitude to have.
And it's very just wrong.
Yeah.
That's not right. Because look at you now.
Yeah, well, that's it. And it's like, so I definitely don't like think people should look at it like that. It's like you need, and then looking back, obviously, you know that all the failures, all the losses and everything, they're not just like good for you, the absolute necessity in order to go and succeed. You know, you need to be knocked down a peg. You need to be getting these challenging fights and getting beat up and then coming back and things like that.
Yeah.
Didn't really see it back then. And then I think I only started training again in and out the gym till I was about 19. And then started training and fighting again from there. A few amateur fights, turned pro, and then that was all she wrote.
You had a good run when you turned pro too. You went like 9-0, right?
No, I was
9-1.
I lost my. So funnily enough, I did the same mistake as soon as I turned pro.
You lost the pro one, right?
Yeah,
first pro debut.
I lost my first pro fight because I just took a fight at the weight above because the guy who I was supposed to be fighting amateur pulled out.
Okay.
So I was walking around at the weight I was fighting at.
Yeah.
And I took a fight, got beat again, and then thought, right, I'm done with this MMA. I'm just going straight stand up. I'm sick of people wrestling me. So I think for about the next year, I just did Thai boxing.
Okay.
Went over to Thailand, stayed there for a bit, fought in Thailand. And I only went back to MMA because the promoter rang me and said, look, there's a tournament, 2 fights in one night. If you win the belt, you win like a load of money and you win a belt and someone's dropped out. Would you like to do it? And I thought, go on. I just thought, that sounds fun. Yeah. You know, I thought, 2 fights in one night. Yeah. I thought, go on. I thought, I'll do that. And then I ended up winning the tournament, stopped both of those guys, and then stopped my next 6 fights in MMA. I started doing it again, and then signed for the Ultimate Fighter.
Yes, exactly. That's awesome. I want to talk about the Ultimate Fighter. You were on season 18. Season 18. Tate versus Rousey.
Yeah.
That is so cool. So, like, I've always been a big fan of The Ultimate Fighter once I started watching it. I mean, I grew up watching, like, fighting with my dad, like, Chuck Liddell, Randy Couture, like, you know, Gina Carano time, things like that. Yeah. Strike Force days. But I never really got into The Ultimate Fighter yet until probably, like, 2015. So I haven't even actually watched this season yet. I'm going back to watch it. After, like, the next couple days, I'm going to get through it.
Nice.
But talk to me about The Ultimate Fighter House. I love talking to people about their experience in there because, one, like, I'm just so curious what it's like being stuck in a house for 6 weeks with nothing, right? No phone, no TV, no nothing.
No box, no music, no.
And the people you're competing against, like, what was the experience like?
It was, for me, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Like, I seemed to... I knew I wanted to get on the Ultimate Fighter from the first time I saw it. And I was already fighting, and I was like, I need to do this. I want people to be in the same house and like testing themselves up against me and like analysing me, and they want to see who works hardest, and like I'll always try and be the hardest worker in any room, you know. And I thought I will thrive on that competition, and it just looked like it's such a good experience.
Yeah,
you know, it was an experience what was really possible for me to do. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So as soon as I watched it, I made it in my goal. I remember like writing it down, and like when I was doing goal setting and things that I wanted to get on the show, and I tried out for it the first time, and I didn't get on.
Really?
Okay. I tried out for it when I think it was, I can't remember who the coaches were. It might have been Faber or someone. I don't know.
Okay.
It was the first time they did bantamweights anyway.
Okay.
Because this is at the time when the UFC had just merged with WEC.
Okay.
So they did bantamweights and flyweights possibly. And I know TJ Dillashaw fought Dodson in the final. He got beat off Dodson. So I tried out for that one, but I was only 3-1 at the time.
Okay.
And they said, look, we
so it was early in your career then.
So they said, look, you haven't got enough fights. And it's probably a good idea because I wasn't really ready.
Yeah.
So then they said,
everything happens the way it's supposed to, right?
Yeah, exactly. And they told me, and they told my management at the time, they said, look, he needs more wins on his record. So I went back, got another 5 wins, got another 5 finishes, and then tried out the next time on the season 18.
Yeah. What was it like being on that with the two girls that hate each other so much?
Yeah. It was a bit tense at times, you know, but like Ronda.
Whose team were you on? Ronda's?
I was on Ronda's.
Okay.
Yeah. And Ronda was like, she came across on the show as like really like negative and nasty, but she's not.
Really?
No, but not with us.
Okay.
She was with Misha, but they generally do not like each other.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
totally.
But with the team, she was lovely and bubbly and a really good coach.
Really?
Yeah, and I enjoyed my time on there. I know a lot of people didn't, but I can get on with anyone.
Yes,
like you put me in a house full of people, I'm probably going to get on with all the people. You know, there was
true.
no one. There was a couple of people who started to piss me off a bit by the end. You know what I mean? Who I was looking forward to fighting. Do you know what I mean?
Being in a house with someone for so long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was a bit cabin fever by the end. You know, if you'd have came to me and asked me when I just got off the show, do you want to do it again? I'd have probably said no. But if you came and asked me now if I want to do it again, I'd jump straight back in. You know?
Yeah, I love it. So funny, like you say, you can get along with everybody, but they call you Dangerous Davey Grant.
Yeah. No, that's nothing to do with fighting, you know. It's just
really?
It's just because I'm an absolute lunatic when I've had a drink. That's it. Like all my friends used to call me Dangerous Davey because I used to have a few beers and I used to just change.
Oh my God, I love it. It's even better now. All right, being in the UFC for so long, you're about to go for your ninth win, right?
Yeah.
Your ninth UFC win. That's going to be October 18th. UFC Fight Night Vancouver versus Charles Jourdain.
Yeah.
We'll get back to that. You excited? You feeling good?
Oh, yeah.
How's camp?
Yeah, brilliant.
I mean, you've been, like I said, been doing this for a long time. You've faced some, absolute gangsters in the game. Had a lot of big names. Chito Vera twice.
Yeah.
Adrian Yanez, Chris Holdsworth. All tough opponents.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite?
Favorite
or
fight?
even if not the guys I just named. What's your favorite fight?
Yeah, I mean, so my favorite fight, it's probably between two. Like I fought a guy called Martin Day, and it was the first fight in the UFC that I thought, I'm just going to go and fight how I want to fight. When I first got in, because it's so hard to stay in the UFC when you first get there.
Oh, yeah.
Like a couple of decisions don't go your way.
Mm-hmm.
But I was fighting safe, and then sometimes I would still lose. Do you know what I mean? And I thought, you know what it is? I'm done with this. I'm just fighting how I want to fight.
Yeah.
So I just went out to bang. And it was the first fight on Fight Island, on any of the Fight Islands.
Okay.
So
I forgot about Fight Island.
Yeah, so the whole world was in COVID. And I was like, wow. So I was getting flew off on private jets to fight in Abu Dhabi.
Oh my God.
And I was like, wow, this is crazy, And I thought, I'm just going to just go in there and just really enjoy it. So I thought, I'm just going to throw hands, see what happens. And then I started off in the first round throwing hands, and he caught me with a nice right hook, and he broke my jaw in 2 places.
Who was this?
This was Martin Day.
Okay.
So yeah, he hit me with a right hook, put me down, and
broke
my jaw in 2 places.
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
I think it was one hook. But it was the same hook that broke it.
Yeah.
It was in between the rounds, I felt like my teeth were on wrong.
And you kept fighting.
Yeah, and then I ended up knocking him out in the 3rd round.
Oh Oh my God.
Yeah, and then Dana came out and gave me the bonus and stuff like that, and it was so it was like, yeah,
Chills.
I was like, it was a really good one to remember, and the whole world was just like they were all on lockdown and stuff, and
So everybody was just tuned in.
Yes.
That's all we had was UFC.
yeah, and I just enjoyed it. So
Yeah.
like that's up there with like just sort of a, and then. I'm watching it with my kids and I'm like, look at that, I'm just taking punches on a broken jaw, like, and I'm like I think it's like, you know, so it's one of the ones that was, it was fought through a lot of adversity, got the knockout in the end. It was good, and it was the first time I knocked anyone out in the UFC as well.
Nice.
So that's probably one of my favorites.
That's what got you a gangster, fighting through a broken jaw. That's crazy.
Thanks.
I really love your fight with Adrian Yanez too.
Yeah,
that's a banger.
It was a great scrap.
Yeah.
And I thought I won that one. I really do, and like no disrespect to Adrian.
Of course.
The judges they decided differently. I think.
Yeah.
I think I should have won that fight. I think I was a bit unlucky.
Could have gone either way.
Yeah, but it was a great scrap, and he came to fight, and those are the fights that I like to be in. You know, and like look.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like one of those, and I always say this, like when people have those crazy scraps, like even if you come out on the other side losing, like it's cool to have those on your resume.
Yeah,
it's cool to say you were a part of that.
Yeah, and like look, it's the entertainment
That's
business.
why we do the shit.
Exactly.
You know?
And I love all that, and like, you know, you put me in a tear up, and honest, I'm gonna thrive. I'm gonna have fun.
Exactly. Speaking of Chito Vera, you guys fought twice. You beat him unanimously the first time.
Yeah.
He beat you unanimously the second time.
Yeah.
You think there'd ever be a trilogy?
Yeah. I mean, hopefully.
Yeah,
You know,
I know,
like,
right? I mean, you guys got unfinished business there, kind of.
Yeah. I mean, I give him his chance to get his back, so hopefully he'll give it to me. You know, like I've got no bad blood with Chito. No? When we see each other, we talk, we're fine. You know what I mean? But he's doing really well.
Yeah.
He's fantastic. He's at the top of the division. Those are the type of guys I want to fight.
Exactly.
You know, if you want to make a thing of it, make a trilogy, fantastic. Let's get it on. It was two
Dana,
great fights.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
I love it. So you're from England. You're repping the UK. Always repped it very proudly.
Yeah.
So you were talking about it earlier. What was the MMA scene like coming up compared to now? Was it like scarce, or was it always?
I mean, I remember when I first fought, there was hardly any shows anywhere.
Right.
Yeah, it was hard. We were lucky because there was a guy in our town who used to run one, but other than that, there was not many shows at all. It's getting better now. You know, there's a lot of like feeder shows.
Yeah.
Top sort of like to feed, and then maybe to Cage Warriors, and then Cage Warriors is a good feeder show to get to the UFC.
They got that Octagon out there too. Octagon show.
Yeah. It's like I think it's like a German one, but they do a lot of shows in England.
Okay.
But it's good, and the level of the training's really good as well now. You know, all the gyms are coming up, and it seems to be popular, and it's good. It's nice to see. We've got some good homegrown talents coming through. Yeah. So it's nice to see.
That's good. Taking it back a little bit when you talked about when you found jiu-jitsu and you started grappling a little bit. How different is jiu-jitsu now compared to that day? Those days. Yeah. Is jiu-jitsu just so?
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, we were rolling around on the floor. We didn't have a clue what we were doing. Like, there was no one in my area. Because, like, I'm from a little tiny town.
Yeah.
Like, there's hardly any people live there at all.
Yeah.
So the MMA gyms was like, we used to turn up and we used to spar, or we used to roll. Mm-hmm. And we didn't even, you know, like the puffy gloves. They weren't even invented then. So it was like, you either sparred in boxing gloves or you rolled jiu-jitsu. And that's all we used to do. And then we used to do fitness circuits. Okay. Because we didn't know anything about technique.
Right.
You know, like, we didn't know about, like, how, we sort of knew what an armbar was, what a triangle, maybe a kimura and a rear naked choke. That's about it. Yeah. So we had no setups, no escapes, no anything. We knew that's what we were looking for, but we missed out the wrestling. We used to stand up and strike or roll from our knees. And now looking back, I'm thinking, where was the middle bit? Like, you know,
how did we get here?
Yeah, we just didn't do anything like that at all. So we just sort of had to. A lot of us in the northeast, from where I'm from, we were just tough guys. We were just tough guys.
You were just fighting. And that's what I love about the evolution of the fight game of martial arts, you know, because even like when you watch like old UFC, the UFC obviously won to, you know, the just growing. Yeah. Or even the Ultimate Fighter, like it's so funny. So like I told you, I didn't start watching Ultimate Fighter until about 2015. It was that was about the year I started fighting. Yeah. So I was tuning in, and that was it was the strawweight show with Rose, all those girls. And it was actually the beginning of the strawweight division.
Yeah.
But it was like back then when I'm watching it, I'm just like so tuned in and like big fans of all of them, and you think it's so great. And now when I look back and watch it, I'm like, oh my God, these girls are terrible.
Yeah, that's it. That's what happens, isn't it? Yeah, the evolution of the sport.
Evolution.
I mean, yeah, you look back and you see some of the old UFC fights. You think, what are they doing?
It's so great though. It's cool to be a part of it, and especially you've been a part of it for so long, and you're still at the top. You don't look like you're slowing down at all. You don't seem like you're slow. Do you feel it at all?
No, I'm literally the best I've ever been. I can tell by the way I perform, by the way I fight, by the way well, maybe not how I feel. I do feel like old, but not when I'm training. It's just in between the training sessions.
You know that part, so when you cool down.
Yeah, the soreness is a lot more, and it takes me a little bit. I've got to be a little bit stricter with my diet. It doesn't come off like it used to.
Yeah.
So those are definitely like signs of age.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as far as like competing and sparring, anything like that, it's the best I've ever been. I feel fantastic.
That's amazing. I love it. And I think again with the evolution, I think we're as we grow into it, we're learning more how to take care of ourselves. Recovery, things like that. So definitely. I think that's kind of why like age used to be such a thing before. Like you didn't see older fighters.
No, I thought I'd be well done.
Yeah, you don't see it, and now like Volkanovski's 35, he's a champion. You're 39, you're still at the top. I mean, but I'm pretty sure Contender Series Tuesday they just signed a guy that's like 35.
Oh yeah. Oh, right,
and Dana was like, I don't normally do this with your age, but I'm gonna give you a shot.
Yeah, I'm pleased. Yeah, like to me, age that's all it is. It's a number.
It is.
It's numbers on a birthday cake.
Yeah, as long as you take care of yourself and you feel good, go 100%. Out there and do the damn thing.
Yeah, that's it. 100%.
Yes, exactly. How does it feel though to be one of the guys that did put the UK MMA on the map?
Yeah, I mean, I don't see myself like that. I really don't.
I know you're so humble.
Yeah, it's but it's nice to be thought of along those sort of lines, you know.
Yeah.
But I do like to think that I fly the flag for the country, every time. I mean, I feel like sometimes it's a little bit harder to get the notoriety when you're not from the bigger countries, or maybe even the bigger because I feel like I'm just from a little tiny town.
Yeah.
So it means your I don't know, maybe notoriety is a little bit smaller.
Right.
Whereas if I came from a big city like London or Liverpool or Manchester, then you've got a lot more people behind you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, but I'm proud to represent the little tiny town.
Yeah, it's even cooler. It's even cooler that you made it out of that little town and look at you now. Yeah, that's awesome. Earlier in your career, you kind of dealt with a couple injuries and setbacks, right? Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of read a little bit about it. It was kind of rough.
Yeah.
Would you say that you're fighting your best fights now later in your career because of those setbacks?
I don't know. I mean, I think so. I got signed 2013, and if I look back now thinking sort of what we were talking about before, I don't think I was good enough. I don't think I was ready. So I was from what I knew, compared to what even I've got guys, amateurs who haven't even had fights in my gym who would have kicked my ass back then when I just got to the UFC.
I get that.
Do you know what I mean?
You're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
What am I doing?
So I don't know if getting those injuries as soon as I got signed, because as soon as I got signed, I was supposed to fight in London a few months later. And I blew my knee out in one of the workout rooms fight week, and I had to get surgery on my knee.
Fight week.
Yeah.
Oh my God! It's always right there.
I know, it was crazy. So I feel like if that never happened, so I got an injury on my knee, had surgery, got back. I was only been back training 2 weeks, and I snapped every ligament in my ankle, and I had to get another surgery and a full ankle reconstruction. And then by the time I got back to that, my neck went bad, and then it ended up being 2.5 years altogether. But for me, that was 2.5 years of, even though I wasn't in the gym all the time, training hard because of the different injuries. When I was in the gym, I was learning, I was getting better,
evolving.
And I feel like
growing.
When I came back to fight Cheat over here, I was a lot better than what I was if I'd have fought him the 2.5 years prior.
Yeah.
And it give me because I don't feel like I was ready So it gave me that little space to get better, to learn a bit more about the game, to learn a bit more about myself.
Yeah.
And then
grow, get that IQ. Because even when you're just watching, you're gaining your IQ, your fight IQ is growing.
Yeah. I mean, I literally, for years, I just coached myself. Like, I didn't really, me and my friend Kurt, we just used to go take each other to fights and just like train with like different people whenever we could. There was no one who would just like solidify themselves as, right, I'm your coach. This is what I want you to do.
Right.
And then I started training at a few different gyms. So I had, like, Carl Tanzo was one of my biggest influences. He was my SBG coach back in England.
Okay.
And then I've been working with John Wood now. So like two good figures who like solidified themselves as being my coach, which definitely helped my game. When you
were still SBG, right?
Yeah.
Would you have them and John corner you? Did you bring a coach from them or just?
Yeah, so I did sometimes get, because my coach from SBG Manchester, he's died now.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was a rough time. And I ended up like the gym. All the guys tried to stick together.
Yeah.
But it sort of wasn't as the same, and I ended up sort of splitting off and doing my own thing.
Okay.
So then I went over to John, but I've still got some guys who I bring over like to come and work with John, and
nice.
So yeah, John's like sort of like the lead role in my coaching now.
Yeah, good, right on. I didn't want to talk to you a little bit about Abu Dhabi because you told me you've been there. What's it like? I'm going there in October for Slap.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fantastic. I love the place.
Okay, because I'm nervous.
Yeah, no, honestly, it is. Everywhere you go is like super clean. The food, I always said Vegas was the best food I'd ever had.
Is it there?
And now it's definitely Abu Dhabi or Dubai.
Really?
Yeah.
And is it like their kind of like their food? Is that what it is?
No,
like, or just the food's just
like,
good?
Yeah,
nice,
just,
fresh.
Like, yeah, it's crazy.
Okay.
Everything is just so good.
Okay.
You know, so the people.
People are cool.
Everything, like the service. They just can't do enough to help you.
Really?
It's a really cool place, and I think I'll end up residing there eventually.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. See, Mom, relax. It's gonna be fine. She's so nervous because Power Slap's a little different. They don't send you with anybody, so it's just I'm just rolling solo.
All right. Okay.
Thank God, like it's the same weekend of UFC Fight. It was a UFC Fight, so like obviously I'm in the UFC hotel. My manager will be there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it'll still be good, but I've been a little nervous. But I've been saying like. You've been saying you want to do a solo trip, so here's your solo trip,
well,
and it's on someone else's dime.
And there's so many good things to do there.
Yeah,
you know, and they really try and make it everything the best. You know, like that, like when they do like I don't know a theme park, it'll be like the best of stuff. Everything like wherever you go, it's so easy. It's so. Everything's so compatible type thing. It's a really cool city.
That's what I'm reading on is like their theme parks and stuff are awesome.
Yeah, fantastic.
And I'm a big amusement park person.
Yeah, well,
so I'm
Ferrari
excited.
World's brilliant.
Yeah? Okay. I read on that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Heck yeah. I'm stoked.
You know which hotel you're in?
Not yet. Not yet. Mackenzie from the gym, the girl that works for UFC, she probably would know, but I haven't been told anything yet. I just barely got my contract yesterday, actually.
All right. Oh, excellent.
Yeah. So
when is it? Is it for November?
October 24th.
October 24th. Yes. Right.
Yep.
Brilliant.
Yep. So it'll be cool. I'm excited.
Nice one.
All right, let's talk about your fight. Like I said, October 18th in Vancouver. Charles Jourdain. How we feeling?
Fantastic, and it's going to be a scrap, you know. I've watched him for a while. I'm a fan of his fighting style, and he's going to turn up. He's going to bring it, you know. He's the hometown kid, so it's like sort of enemy territory, and I love all that, you know.
You drive on that.
Yeah, it's all the panto, all the booze, everything, and going in, and I like to test myself. I like to test myself in the hardest possible ways, you know. So going into enemy territory and then it's like taking on their guy, it excites me.
Yeah, and like you said, it's going to be a scrap.
Yeah, 100%.
Two creative strikers,
definitely.
and we got an upside of grappling too as well. Both creative on the mats.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited. How do you see it playing out? Do you feel like you see a way playing out? You think it's going to be more standing, more grappling?
Oh, it's going to be more standing, 100%. I can't see it, not unless he can get me down, you know, because I'm going to be shooting. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I think he might. Sometimes he just sort of just grab the takedown if it's there type thing. He doesn't really chase it.
Right. Okay.
So I think if he tries and I defend, or let's say I don't know, he gets me down, I'm going to be straight back up. I'm like, we're just going to
You're going to bang it out.
Yeah,
absolutely.
100%.
This has fight of the night. This has bonus written all over it.
Definitely. I mean, I don't want a fight of the night bonus. I want a performance bonus. I want a quick knockout. You know, I want to get him out there as quick as possible. But I think it's got fight of the night written all over it.
It does. And this would be what, your 7th bonus now?
6, I think.
6. Okay. Let's go. I love it. So talking about bonuses and stuff. My first time seeing you compete fight live, was back in 2023 when you got the inverted triangle.
Oh, right. Oh, nice. Yeah.
That was awesome. And I think it was like 17 seconds left in the third round. Yeah. And it was, I correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was a little close, maybe like 1-1.
It was, he was on his way to win.
Yeah, right. Okay, you were down on the cards.
It needed to be. And I didn't know. I thought I might have stole the second.
Yeah.
And I thought I might have needed the third round. Mm-hmm. And then they took the point away because I grabbed the fence when I sort of tripped. So I was like, right, I'm going to have to finish him. But even if I'd have won that round, the judges still had two of them give him the second round and only one of them give it to me.
Yeah.
So I was still on my way to losing. So to go and get the finish, especially against someone like Rafael, he's an absolute legend of the game.
Right.
To finish him in that sort of fashion.
Such a comeback. Sick comeback.
It was good. That was another one when Dana came down and gave me the bonus while I was still in the cage.
Oh, I love that. So obviously, like inverted triangles, that's crazy. You don't see that all the time. Is that something you throw during training, or did you just see it in the fight and you went for it?
Like, I was talking to him the next day in the hotel. Actually, I was seeing him. We both went to the Starbucks in the Palace Station. And I saw him, I went over, I think I said sorry, because I felt like, because I know it was his retirement fight, he was on his way to win it. I was like, I think I said sorry. I can't remember. He was like, don't worry about it, man. I was like, look, I think you're an absolute legend. And we were talking, and he was like, so do you usually hit that? And I was like, no, sorry, bro. I was like, I think it's the first one I've finished. That's what I just sort of said it at the time.
That's so sick.
I was like, I just fluked it, sorry.
I remember when we reached, we were in the crowd freaking out, like, oh my God. Yeah. And then, but I remember when you got up, you were like, you went to the corner and you were like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
like,
it was so crazy. Shocked. I think that what I was more shocked at, because I was, like I said, it was 10, 15 seconds left in the fight. And I knew what I was going for. And I thought, right, I'm going to squeeze as hard as I can, because there's no point in pushing him down, trying to jump up and knock him out.
Yeah.
And I felt like I needed the finish. So I thought, I'm just going to have to put everything into this. There's no point in getting up. So as soon as I locked it up, there was no movement from him. So I thought he's just chilling. I thought he's just... Because it was like as if he was like, I'll just ride this out till the end.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, well, I've got nothing else I can possibly do, so I'm just going to keep squeezing. And then then the ref pulled us off because he didn't tap. The ref was like, get off. I was like, he's asleep? He's asleep? I was like, what the fuck? I'm going to be honest, I couldn't believe it.
Yes, that was so crazy. The whole crowd went wild.
I thought he was just going to wait it out. You know what I mean? I'm like squeezing for dear life.
And that was my first introduction to Davey Grant, guys.
Yeah, that was a good one. That one's up there with one of the favorites.
Yeah,
pretty cool. Yeah,
awesome. I love it. Obviously, we talked about your 39, Davey.
Yeah.
Charles Jourdain's 29. So, do you like going out there and putting it on these young guns, or do you like a old veteran versus veteran matchup?
I don't mind. I'm never for sick fights.
Exactly.
And it makes no difference who, I think the last guy was only 30, and it's like they keep chucking all these sort of little young up and comers and stuff, and it makes no difference to me. Age is just a number.
Yeah.
And the guys I'm sparring, training with in the gym every day, just as young, just as fit or whatever. So it makes no difference.
You're just here to do your thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I love it. We've got a couple big fights coming up this weekend.
Yep.
We've got UFC Noche.
Yeah.
Canelo Crawford. Both, it's Mexican Independence Day week, so it's going to be a lot of good Mexican fighting spirit going on. How do you feel about UFC Noche? The main event, we've got Gene Silva versus Diego Lopez. How you see that going? Yes,
that is a scrap. Woo! That Gene Silva's been on a tear. He looks fantastic, The
power he holds.
It's crazy, and he's so loose and relaxed in there, and very creative with the strike. I mean, those fighting nerds guys they didn't have the best of weekends last weekend, but that's just what happens. It's a fight game.
It is, yeah.
They're still doing everything right.
It was just two, but then Carlos Pratas won, right before that. So they're still doing good.
Yeah, definitely, and obviously, Diego is an absolute stud. So
I would love to see Diego get it done.
Yeah, I know Diego. I'm definitely going to be rooting for him.
Yeah.
He's such a nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
I remember the first time I met him. He's just not at all what you expect. Really nice, sweet guy, you know, and
so kind.
Yeah, and he's got skills.
Yeah,
you know, but that's a scrap. I mean, I can't wait to go and watch it. But yeah, Diego for the win, definitely.
Yeah, me too. Going for Diego. I'm rooting for the Mexican on this one.
Yeah.
And then in the co-main event, we've got Rob Font versus was supposed to be Raul Rosas Jr. I was really excited about that one.
Yeah, it's a shame that Raul's had to pull out. I've seen that
rib injury, I think. Yeah. How if it was still happening? What would your prediction be on that one?
You know what it is? I don't know because like I like Raul. I've trained with him a few times.
Yeah,
he's a great kid, and Rob's like he's a legend of the game. You know, he's got hands on him. Yeah. So Raul's got. We would have to try and implement his sort of grappling game against him. Was it a bit of a step too quick for Raul? I don't know. I think that it's good. I think it's good for him to be tested. Definitely, he's up there and he's proven himself and he's doing fantastic. Yeah. And Rob's he's not going to want to give his position up like too easily. So yeah, it's a shame that fight's not happening.
Yeah, I hope they rebook that. Later in the future because I think that'd have been a fun fight. That just boxing versus grappling.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. And then we've also got on the card Tatiana Suarez versus Amanda Lemos. How do you feel about that one?
I think Tatiana's she's so good.
I think the only person that can beat her is the champ. Yeah, honestly, in her division,
she just imposes her game on people. And
her wrestling is just out of this world. Fantastic. And she's a big strawweight. Yeah, really big strawweight.
Strong.
Yeah, right on. Okay, and then we got boxing. I'm really excited for this. I'm a big fan of boxing. Canelo versus Crawford.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Oh God, I mean,
do you follow boxing?
I only watch the top fights.
Yeah, okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, big super fight. So, yeah.
So like, I've struggled to watch a full boxing card when it's a load of people who I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't feel, and this is no disrespect to the boxers, I don't feel it's nowhere near as exciting as an MMA card.
No.
You know, but the big fights
these
like this
days,
one,
especially, boxing is not what it used to be.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
And it's rare that you go and see people put it on the line like they used to in the old days.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I was actually thinking that today, like, in MMA, it's not like that. Like, like in boxing these days, it's changed so much. Like a lot of these guys are kind of running in the ring, and they're I want more money, but they're not putting on performances or fights and things like that. You don't see that in MMA.
Yeah, and you see so many. It's always like there's one boxer and journeyman. Do you know what I mean? It's like it's just
exactly
everyone's just sort of working their way up type thing. Like most of the fights are so one sided. Yeah, this one's obviously going to be an absolute war.
Yeah, and that's why I'm excited about it because and I kind of been talking about this on my socials, throughout the week. But I think this is two gentlemen that are going to really come out and fight.
Yeah, definitely, and skills.
Exactly,
like, there's going to be some great skills on display. You're going to see this is just about as a high level boxing fight as you're going to get all over the world right now.
100%.
So
and if anybody can do it, it's Bud Crawford. Like he is, I feel like we spoke about before, how boxing used to be. I think he's kind of like one of the last of the dying breed in that sense. Like he's gonna come and put on a fight. Yeah. He's willing to put it all on the line out there.
Definitely.
He's not gonna run or anything like that.
I've seen him working hard. He's been the PI and he's been working
hard.
Yeah.
I mean, he put on size.
Yeah,
coming up 2 divisions.
Shape,
I think that's like 14 pounds.
Yeah,
which I'm excited to see how he performs with that because that could. He looks great. Yeah. He put on the size, but that will be counterproductive.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Because one, you got to carry that weight in there. Yep. The oxygen requires more. I mean, the muscles require more oxygen. Yeah,
exactly.
So there's just certain things.
There's a lot of factors, but it's definitely like one of the best fights to be made right now. So I'm pleased it's happening, and I'm free on Netflix as well.
I know. That's what I was saying. I just find it weird because obviously Dana's co-promoting that with Turkey. Yeah, I found it weird that he did it on the same night as Noche.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I thought that was weird.
I think Canelo fought last time on the same night as Noche.
Was it the same night? I guess where I find it weird is because Dana is now involved. I'm like, why would he do that? Because wouldn't you think it might take viewers away from your
maybe
brand?
Last time there was just not that much of a difference. They just both wanted to go and get it, and the Mexicans have got a lot of fight, and so I think they just both want to just maximize the sort of event.
Definitely. I'm excited. It's gonna be a great weekend of fights. I took off the whole weekend of work. I'm ready to watch fights. I wouldn't be surprised if we're watching them together. You're always hanging out with Vince and Cheeto.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Well, that's all I got to talk about, Davey, but I did want to hit you with some fun questions.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. Pick one fighter to be stuck on an island with: Gene Silva, Nate Diaz, GSP, or Forrest Griffin?
Oh, God. That's a hard choice. Look, I know Forrest the best.
Okay,
I'm gonna say Forrest because I think I know Forrest is a nice, chill guy.
He's nice. He's chill. He's pretty smart.
I think, yeah, like
he's a big guy.
Yeah, I love Nate Diaz. I absolutely love Nate Diaz. He's such a cool guy.
He's a little...
And GSP, he's up there with one of my all-time greats.
Yes,
definitely.
of course.
Like, I love the way that GSP used to promote himself and he never used to get involved in much of the shit talk.
Yeah,
just go out there, do the business, stay respectful.
Yeah,
and that's how I've always tried to be in my career. I've always tried to be the role model that I would want my kids to be. You know,
I love that.
I've always looked for that, so I try not to get involved in too much of that.
And just being yourself. Sometimes I feel like a lot of that stuff is forced.
Yeah.
You know, they're trying to portray this character that they're really not.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I wouldn't be comfortable doing it. I think when you try, it just looks a bit fake anyway. So I'm just going to be that guy who just smiles at the press conference. And
I feel that.
He's nice and then goes try and kill people in the cage.
I totally feel that. It's so funny because with Power Slap, I feel like I kind of did try to be a character because they were like, you were like, that's what they want, you know? And
I'm just going to be me and that's all I can be, you know?
Yeah.
Good luck to those guys who are like that, you know?
If it works. Some people it works.
Brilliant and he was so good, and he didn't look uncomfortable, he was funny and I used to get more excited for his fights than my fights, do you know what I mean? He was...
Till he lost his goddamn mind.
Yeah, that's about right.
All right. If you weren't a fighter, what do you think you'd be doing, Davey?
If I wasn't a fighter?
Yeah.
God. In jail or dead or no. I don't know. I dread to think.
Yeah.
I dread to think.
Okay, that's okay.
Yeah, because I used to be I've worked and stuff, and I used to be a scaffolder. And
soccer, if you could, probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. I was just terrible at it. But,
I love it.
I know that if I never found fighting, I just don't. I wouldn't have had the same life.
Right.
It's crazy. I owe everything to fighting.
I love that. Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah. Honestly, it's crazy. I don't, because it wasn't the plan. It just sort of happened. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
I
think
get that.
That's the best thing anyone can do. Just find something you love. Find something you really truly love, and then make it work.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then you'll enjoy your whole life.
Yeah.
You know, rather than working dead end jobs and things like that. And
exactly.
A lot of people go and spend their whole lives working in a job that they hate.
Right.
And I've been fortunate, and that's no disrespect to the people who were working, because I would be doing it if I didn't find fighting.
Yeah.
I would be working in a job. I'd still have to go and provide for my family, and if that means. But for all the people who was working in dead-end jobs or jobs that they hate just to provide the family, then good luck to you. Well done. You know, you're still doing a fantastic job.
Right.
It's a crazy it's a crazy place to be, but when needs must.
Yeah, of course. I love it. All right. In a 3-versus-3 UFC fight, who are the 2 fighters you'd pick to be on your team?
Marab has to be one.
Yes,
just
Marab
keep going.
loves Philly.
Marab, he's the machine.
Yes.
By name, by everything he does, it's crazy. I just can't believe how he's got such good cardio and he. I was saying to him the other day, you don't even do S&C. He's like, nah, just sort of do really lots of wrestling and things.
Dude,
and
I know.
Yeah, his gas tank is absolutely unbelievable.
I know. I think the conditioning that he does, other than his crazy training, is I know that they just went on a long 4 or 5 mile run up in the mountain, but or he's swimming against currents in the cold water.
I know it's crazy. I don't know where he gets his cardio from. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
So then it'll be him, and then we'll say Aspinall, because he's the biggest guy. He's a cool guy. You know, I feel like me and Marab could do with a bit of size in there, and then me and Marab can go and get him.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, who's your favorite power slap competitor?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Destiny, you know that. You know that.
Just had to make sure. Okay, what legend would you love to share the octagon with?
It was always Jose Aldo.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up watching Jose Aldo, and he was always he still is my featherweight goat, you know?
Yeah.
Back in the day, he was unbeaten for about 10 years, and I used to love the way he fights.
Yeah.
You know, he's just really just wants to get down to it. Great takedown defense, hits hard. Mm-hmm. You know, he wasn't too much of a showman outside the ring. You know, he wasn't a bad shit talker. He was he was always humble, always respectful. and to go and fight against him would have been brilliant. Like, he's one of the only people I've ever asked for, you know, and I've taught the matchmaker, you know, like I'm always like, look, I'll fight anyone, and I said once, I was like, look, if Joe Saldo's free, that'd be fantastic, you know what I mean? I don't go and call people out on Twitter and things like that. It's not my way. No. You know what I mean? Most of these people I'll see and I'll shake their hands and say, hi, how are your family or whatever, you know, so I wouldn't go and talk to someone like that and then go and call them out on Twitter, because I'm not a shitbag, you know?
Right,
it's like, if it comes off, brilliant. And then if that fight ever did come off, it would be fantastic. Obviously, he's retired now. If he ever comes back, it'd be great to go and share the octagon with him. Just because he's an absolute legend, and like, no disrespect.
Yeah, it's like, why would you not want to share that with him?
Definitely.
Amazing. I love that answer. Okay, who wins, Merab Dvalishvili or a gorilla?
Oh God, yeah, Merab will fucking tie that gorilla out.
I know that's right. Okay, last thing before I let you go, Davey, I got some Instagram questions for you. Nothing too crazy. I think just 2. Okay. What fight made the biggest impact on your life where you knew it was all going to be different? It's a really good question.
Yeah. I think it's probably, I would say that the fight to get into the Ultimate Fighter.
Okay.
So I beat a guy called Danny Martinez. He ended up getting in the UFC after that.
Okay.
But like, he was, because we had elimination fights to get in.
Yeah.
And
oh wow. Okay. To get in, you had to fight.
So we had to fight to get in, and everybody knew Danny. Danny was like the star because he was already in WEC. He had, I think Uriah Faber, Dominic Cruz maybe, he was in his corner and stuff.
Oh, okay.
And like he was like the red corner.
Yeah.
And it was like,
so he was the A side kind of.
Yeah, so he was the A side. I was the B side, little guy from England who nobody knew, you know, and everyone just expected me to get beat. And we were like the main event of the elimination fights. And I went and I think I armbarred him.
Nice.
I think I armbarred him, in the second round. And I remember like the feeling of getting into the house and thinking, oh my God, hopefully this, or like this is when I hoped things were just going to change forever.
Yeah.
So I knew sort of what opportunity I was getting. I was getting on reality TV. I thought I was gonna win it, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say that one was definitely the one what I felt like was gonna change my life, and it opened up all the doors.
It did.
Yeah. So that was definitely.
Great answer. I love it. This one, I don't know if this even portrays you. Why do you like techno music so much?
I grew up like raving, you know. I used to I used to DJ.
Oh shit, okay.
So yeah, when I was like, I don't know, I think about maybe 18, 19.
You used to DJ?
Yeah, me and all my friends, like there was another couple of us, and we used to do DJ sets at different places. So we'd all get a bus to different nightclubs. We'd do our DJ sets, everyone would have a fantastic time, and I used to absolutely love it.
Yeah.
But then the fighting started getting a lot more prominent, and I started taking things a lot more seriously, and I stopped drinking.
Yeah.
So then going to do these DJ sets when I wasn't drinking was
not as fun.
Oh God, it was horrible. I used to just have to put up with loads of drunk people, and I hated it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah, but I used to just I remember finding that sort of music, and I just really liked it. I like sort of upbeat like fast stuff.
There you go. Jenkins asked that one.
All
right. Awesome, Davey. It's been an amazing time having you on here. Before I let you go, is there anything you want to say? Your people, your fans, your family, everybody that's just been rocking with you all these years.
Yeah, no, thanks everyone for sticking by. You know, it's always nice. I feel like I get a really good support from so many different networks. You know, and none of this is possible without everyone. Like my family, my friends, all the people who've ever sponsored me, all my coaches, everyone, teams, training partners. So thank you.
Awesome. I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on. My friend, and I'm also a big fan, so thank you so much. You guys, thank you so much for listening. This is In the Corner with Destiny McCubbin, and you know what it is. Real fighters, real stories, real talk. We'll see you next round.
My name is Davey Grant, and I'm in the corner with Destiny McCubbin.